March 2021. Are there really no homes for sale? Is this market getting crazier or are we starting to cool off? You're about to find out. Hey guys, Mike Perna with Keller Williams Realty, one of the brokers here, coming at you with a quick market update recapping our March 2021 numbers, and it was a extremely exciting month on multiple levels. First one, we've been told over and over and over, and I think a lot of agents actually are starting to believe this story as well, that there are no homes on the market, no homes available. And we've got some really interesting data around this. So in February, in Metro Detroit and in Arbor, we saw 4,573 homes go onto the market, which frankly is not the strongest number in the world. It's really not. Now in March, we did see that increase to 6,647, which is fantastic. So what we're seeing now is, with that 2,000 home increase, 32% increase in number of properties on the market is starting to shake loose. So if you're a buyer and you're in the market and you're looking and you've maybe made a couple of offers and you have not gotten a home yet, April or May is going to be your time. Hold the faith, guys. The homes are coming to market finally, right? Now, a lot of people are thinking, okay, this is a huge maybe decrease from last year. So I ran the numbers back, going back a full year, 2 full years, 3 full years, and year over year, March over March, the number of homes on the market this year, it was down, but only down 487 homes. Not that many, right? Now, moving along. All right, number of homes sold. So again, in February, and these are some really cool increases. In February, we saw 3,889 homes that had sold, February 2021. In March, that increased by 19% to 4,644 homes sold. Now, versus, and I can't even make this stuff up, versus 2020, we saw 4,463 homes sold, literally a difference of one home. So are there really no homes on the market, or are they just going a lot faster? Now that's something that I really wanted to dig into. So I started looking at the days on market, right? Because if we're seeing roughly the same number of home sales year over year, and actually, frankly, we're seeing a little bit of an increase versus 2 years ago and 3 years ago, but I'm hearing over and over there are no homes on the market. What's the real story behind that? Because those two data points don't match. And here's where this lies. So a year ago, 2 years ago, and 3 years ago, the median on market time for a home was hovering between 42 and 53 days. So for the last 36 months, let's call it 2019, 18, and 17, including the first quarter of 2020, 42 to 53 days on market, okay? Today, the median market time for a home, the median amount of time a home is on the market, is 11 days. And that includes, the properties that sit on the market for a year. They're looking for like a truly unique buyer in that multi-million range. That includes vacant land where it's 200-300 acres, and we're looking for a specific builder that wants to come in and develop it. And it includes all of the homes that we're working with day in and day out with some great families in that 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, like that all normal price range, right? So what we're seeing is not so much that there are no homes on the market, which is the story I believe a lot of real estate agents are putting out there, and that's not the case. We're seeing that they're going 75% faster. So what that means is, when we're driving our neighborhoods, we're seeing 25% of the real estate signs that we would normally see. If we're on any of the portals like a Zillow or Realtor.com, we're seeing 25% of the results that we're normally seeing, because the homes are going up and down so quickly. 11 days versus 42 to 53 days is a big difference and a big psychological impact when we're considering just homes that we're looking if we're browsing, right? Last one, the average sales price here in Southeast Michigan plus Ann Arbor has changed quite a bit over the last 12 months. So last month, the average sales price was $277,587. 1 year ago, last March 2020, it was $243,531. That means that the average sales price went up $34,056. So year over year, March 2020 to March 2021, the average sales price increased 13.9%. Now, this is the interesting part of this. The mortgage payments ticked down slightly. Okay, so the average mortgage payment went down around $40 a month. Why is this? March 2020, we were still hovering at about a 4 to a 4.25% interest rate versus 2021. We're now at about a 3% interest rate and hovering, give or take a little bit. So even though the price has gone up, the actual payments have either remained the same or gone down. Right. And that's a function of the buyers taking advantage of the interest rates. And Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, if you're out there and you're beating the street and you're looking, now is the time, because as our economy is on the road to recovery, and there are a couple national statistics around this, as we're on this road to recovery, those interest rates will continue to tick up. We've already seen this happen. We've already seen interest rates go up 1/4 of a point. We will see them continue to rise, I believe, in the fourth quarter specifically of this year and first quarter of next year, right? Because we know the interest rates are a function. Economically, the interest rates are a function or a lever that the government can use one of the levers they can use when the economy starts to hit a little bit of a rocky road. They pull that lever, lower interest rates, causing businesses to go and do more projects and employ more people, right? They cause a lot of business lending. The unintended consequence is our mortgage interest rates drop right there with the business interest rates, with business lending, right? So those two play together. As those are coming, as the unemployment situation is becoming resolved, and it is becoming resolved, we're going to start seeing those interest rates tick back up, because again, the Fed needs to hold those rates a little bit higher for the next rainy day that happens. And there's always a next rainy day, as we found out. I mean, just in these last couple of, let's call it 2 decades, we've seen several downturns, several ticks, several issues where the interest rates would play a positive or negative effect, depending on if the Fed can use it, right? So they're not going to sit on their laurels. In addition to that, we've seen the job market. We saw over 700,000 jobs added. The jobs report just came out 2 days ago. Guys, we are looking positive and on the up and up, right? So buyers, if you're looking for a home, there are homes available and they are out there, right? Please contact us anytime. We play to win. Last month, we were able to find and get under contract 57 families. We were able to get homes for them. And that's using our unique negotiating method. We pull out all the stops. We pull out all the stops to get our families into homes. One part of that is almost half of the offers that we made on behalf of our buyers that were accepted were not the highest price. Okay, and that's something to bear in mind. 2 specific examples that come to mind are, we have one home that a family had procured at $250,000. The 2 high offers, one was $256,000, one was $258,000. Our guys were mortgaged, not cash, right? Just like most people, just like 90 or 95% of people out there, they were getting a loan. And yet, because of the research we had done with the seller and their needs and how we can position some of the terms, we won that bidding war or contest, and our buyers got the home for $8,000 less. There's another property, very similar situation, where the high bid was $275,000, but the seller chose our bid of $263,000. Price is a term, guys, but it's not everything, right? There are other terms like occupancy. There are other terms like appraisal. And frankly, there are things like, doing the family letter. A lot of sellers that have lived in a home a long time and raised their families there, they want somebody that's going to love that home as much as they did. And then last but definitely not least, when an agent's recommending an offer for a seller to sign and say, hey, these are the guys we should go with, a lot of where that lies is on the confidence of the offer, right? We are still at a full 20% of accepted contracts falling apart before the closing, never achieving never getting to the closing table. And agents are cognizant of this. So when they're evaluating the offers, they're also evaluating, is this lender, is this agent going to get my sellers to the closing table? Because that, in fact, is the job. A higher offer, sure, it might be out there, but if it doesn't close, it doesn't matter. The sellers never see the money. So that's a huge factor, guys. Sellers, if you're considering getting on the market, again, we are having extreme success, not only getting our buyers into properties and winning, right? But we're also having some very good success finding off-market properties. Right now, we're at about 6 people where we found homes that are off-market for our buyers. And so sellers, if you're a little bit concerned about where you're going, we have you covered there as well. Thank you guys for tuning in for your March 2021 update. My name is Mike Perna. Call me anytime at 248-221-1224. And we'd love to help you and your family get to your next destination. Thank you again, and make it a great day.